So with the disease and having to push myself even when I'm feeling down, that I can actually push myself and I can do things. So that's one of the things I learned, was that I can actually do things that I thought I was not that I thought that I couldn't do. And when I had the disease and I had all these obstacles that I had to go through, I was able to do things. And that's when I started to like realize that I can actually do more. So I wouldn't have realized those if I did not have that disease to show me, because I wouldn't have pushed myself. It was like the disease actually assisted me to see myself, to see things that I did not see before. So that's why I'm glad that that disease actually assisted me, because I wouldn't have known to take care of myself. I wouldn't have known how my body works. I wouldn't have known that I could actually push myself even if I'm experiencing all these things, that I can actually push myself and do things. So that's what the disease hypoglycemia have assisted me. So then so then I found destiny, and I started doing the self-forgiveness. But during that time, I didn't know that it could actually like heal, that you could heal yourself with self-forgiveness. So I asked in the forum, and I think it was Osho that answered. And then I asked about my hypoglycemia, and I forgot the answer, but I had to just do SF on the eating habits, and after that I started to learn why I got the hypoglycemia. I started to like do self-forgiveness on this, and I started to find all the points of why I was getting the disease. And with self-forgiveness, I found that it was actually fear that was causing my hypoglycemia. What happened was, like, I grew up with lots of people around me, and then suddenly everybody kind of like separated. My sister went away, my other sister went away, then suddenly I'm like, there's nobody around. Just my parents, and now we're moving to this house, no one is around, it's just me. And suddenly I start feeling this fear, because I have always depended on others. Like, I have always depended on people, and now I had to take care of myself, and I never really did that. And like now I'm still working on some points of taking care of myself. And so that was the fear that was that I was experiencing. So what happened with the body is, when you have like emotion, like fear, the body would like release these chemicals, and then these chemicals would like it adds like sugar to your blood, and then there's the insulin. It would shoot out whenever it detects that there's too much sugar in your blood system. So that's what happening was that I was in a flight mode, like a fight or flight mode. So my body was reacting to it, and it would like shoot out all these chemicals, and my body would try to lower the sugar from my blood. So it would shoot out like insulin to lower it, and then I would get a crash. So that's how the hypoglycemia would happen. So all of these fear was actually created by my mind, because I was then thinking too much. I was thinking about, because I always depended on others, I feared that I couldn't move myself, direct myself. I feared that no one would take care of me. So all those things would happen, and then the body would react, and then the sugar would drop, and it's all created by my mind. So then the self-forgiveness, I started to learn self-forgiveness, and I started to work on those points. So it was the fear, and the time that I ate, and I found that your mind actually becomes like a pattern. So if you program yourself that you eat like every 3 hours, your like when I started to do that, my body actually started reacting. So if I don't eat at a certain time, I would crash. Like my body would actually react, because I have programmed it to react that way, and I did not know that before. I thought it would just happen, but it was actually all in my mind. And then the body starts reacting,